If you guys want to know 5 mistakes that fanfic writers always make, stay tuned for the video. If you guys want writing tips and everything, stay tuned for the end of the video. Make sure you guys thumbs up and subscribe. Let's get into it. Mwah! My channel, Make It With Mecca. I am your host, Mecca. So if you guys see my new background, I am still working on it. It's a work in progress, but my desk is behind me, my lights are behind me, my lights are right here. I feel really great. I have a new camera. I'm in the zone. Firstly, subscribe if you guys haven't. I will be uploading videos every Saturday and Wednesday around 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to stick to that schedule to help bring in new subscribers and new views. In this video, I'm gonna give you guys 5 mistakes that fanfic writers make. And before I jump into it, I just wanna tell you guys, because I am, if you guys did not know, I have been a fanfic reader for about 10 years. That's half of my life. And I've been a fanfic writer for about 6 years. I have not written in a few years simply because I have work and I have school now, so I'm like kind of busy, but I am a beta reader. I've been a beta reader for about 6 years as well. I've been a beta reader for a lot of different authors, but I've been under a lot of different names, so I didn't really build up like a track record of myself. Having been a beta reader for so long, with so many of the stories I edit and like help come up with, becoming really popular on sites like Archive of Our Own or fanfiction.net, I thought it's only fair that I make my channel have some writing tips for you guys. So before I get into it, my inspiration for this video is actually a YouTuber named Jenna Moreci. I think I said her last name right. I'll leave her channel link down below. Jenna is my inspiration. She's gonna make me get back into writing, which I don't want to do because I'm so busy right now. But she's an inspiration. If you guys have not seen her channel, please check it out. She's the greatest thing ever. She's sweet and she's hilarious. So if you guys have not checked her out yet, make sure you do. I'll leave her channel link in the description box again so that everybody knows, like, I love that woman. Mind you, these are just my opinions, so take them with a grain of salt if you want, but I'm simply trying to help my fellow fanfic writers become amazing. So that someday we all might achieve the success that 50 Shades of Grey did, because 50 Shades of Grey was originally a fanfic based off of Twilight, so we all want that kind of success, and I'm not saying I can help you get to it, but my advice would certainly help. So let's get into the video. Here are 5 mistakes fanfic writers make every day. Mistake number 1, not having a beta reader. So as you guys know, beta readers are like editors. We come back, we clean up behind you, we help you sort out your plot. We do a whole bunch of stuff for the story. Behind every great writer is a beta reader, a great editor, something like that. You need somebody like that. Have somebody you trust, somebody whose stories you love. Every writer has a beta reader. Every beta reader has a beta reader. So it's like the circle of life. Guys, you can't really write a successful story without having somebody else's eyes on it. Even if the person is just checking for grammar mistakes. Beta readers do a lot, but we can only do as much as you allow us to do. So don't let your beta reader come in and take over your story, which most don't. However, beta readers have a lot of great ideas because we are not the author. So simply having a different pair of eyes on your story is a really great idea before you publish it, because then you can get rid of all the mistakes, all the continuity errors, everything. So always have a beta reader. Mistake number 2, not writing a rough draft. So this goes kind of hand in hand with having a beta reader, but it really doesn't. A rough draft is your first draft of your story. What I used to do was I used to write up until 3 a.m. at night, and then I used to automatically publish it and go to sleep. This is horrible. You always need a rough draft, because I wrote on the fly, which meant that I did not know where my plot was going. I did not know who my characters were going to be. I did not have a timeline set up. You always need a timeline. You need the beginning of your story, something in the middle, conflict, climax, resolution, something like that. It's English 101 kind of when you're writing. You always need to have an idea of where your story is going. You always need a rough draft, a rough description of your characters, just so you can visualize it better. So you know, okay, at the end of the story, I want this to happen. So at the beginning of the story, I need to make sure I mention that. You need a rough draft, like a simple plan, a simple outline of what you want to happen in every chapter. Mistake number 3, making a Mary Sue the main character. A Mary Sue is basically the all-around perfect character that you cannot relate to. You always need relatable characters. Mary Sue is basically a walking, talking Barbie doll that everyone loves, that's perfect, it gets great grades, the hottest guys like her, nobody hates her, she has no known enemies, things like that. If you make that person the main character, it's gonna end badly. Your readers are not gonna be able to relate because none of us are perfect. We all don't have guys chasing after us. We all can't be the greatest singer. We're all not best at whatever we do. Having a Mary Sue character as a character in the story is horrible, first off. But having her as the main character makes your story so much worse. So it can have a great plot. But having a character as a Mary Sue character, it just kind of ruins it all because simply we're not Mary Sue people. We all have our flaws, and I want to see a character that I can relate to that can't sing like me. I can't. That's lonely like me, that can't draw, that can't do all these things. I want somebody with like conflict in their life, with one parent or with dead family, like something like that, something relatable, not two parents, a little brother, an older sister, the perfect life, the perfect house, she's rich, she has no conflict in her life, she gets the hottest guy at the end. Like, there's no, that's not a story. You want your readers emotionally attached to your story. That is the ultimate goal. Mistake number 4, being too descriptive. What I mean by being too descriptive is, if your character is blonde with blue eyes, you don't need to mention that in every other paragraph, especially at the beginning of the chapter. The first chapter is supposed to pull your readers in, get me already emotionally connected with your characters. And if you're always describing constantly, his azure eyes looked into the sky, his blue eyes reflected perfectly off of the window, the sea matched his foamy green eyes. Like, we know, he get it, he has a pretty eye color. Like, so what? Keep going. It just basically slows your story down. Personally, I don't know if this bothers anybody else, but for me, it slows your story down. I'm way too into the character's face and I don't know what's going on. What I also mean by being too descriptive is having too many character clothing descriptions, which is something else I used to suffer from, which is why I stopped writing. I am a person who likes describing what they're wearing just so my readers can get a better visual, but there's such thing as being too descriptive. So I don't want to know exactly what size her boots are, how small her feet are, how tight her skirt is, how tight her shirt is, what color her shirt is, what kind of dress she's wearing. Unless it's a special event, I don't always need to know that. So when you introduce a character, you don't have to completely halt the story to talk about them, like, yeah, she was blonde, blue eyes, this and that. But then I don't need, she got a black dress on with black ankle boots, white and black striped tights, a perfectly matching bow in her hair in a ponytail. Like, that's too much description. Unless the characters are going somewhere important, like a ball or a party or something that you've been building up to, there's only so much description I need. I don't need to know what they're wearing every single day of the week, and that's something I see a lot of beginner writers actually make the mistake from. We don't need that much character description. I will be fine not knowing if her shirt matches her pants. The 5th mistake is having too many similar sentence structures. And what I mean by that is having your sentences flow in the same way. So you have, he is doing this, he was, he saw, he did. Like, that's too choppy for me. I want my writing to flow. So when I'm writing, I'll be like, he was a young boy when this happened. Because this is not, you know, start their sentences off a different way. So if you start it off with he, don't start off with he in the next sentence and the next sentence after that, because it's kind of like annoying and choppy and like confusing. So start it off with like he and then have a different sentence structure, have a comma somewhere. Like, because of this. I'm not explaining it well, but you guys know what I mean. Don't have your sentences all start off with he, they, it, she. Too many pronouns kind of ruin it. So start off your sentences a little differently, especially if it's in the same paragraph, because if you keep saying the same word, eventually it's gonna get on my nerves. And again, I'm speaking personally. That's just what I like to see when I write. I like to see varying sentence structures. So if you guys aren't all about that, that's completely fine. That might only be me being picky. Bonus mistake is not having spaces in between your paragraphs. I see a lot of fanfic writers actually do this. They have like, they upload it and when they copy and paste it from wherever they wrote it, it was nicely spaced, but when they paste it onto the site, it's not nicely spaced. You actually have to go back and like put spaces in between and like indent wherever you want, put punctuation marks whenever you want, because it's gonna make your writing look really choppy if I turn onto your story and I see a whole block. Like, that's annoying, and I immediately turn away from stories like that, just so you guys know. That one detail can cause you guys to lose so many viewers simply because they might be like me, where we don't like reading block paragraphs where it's like this thick with like one little space in between. Make sure you guys chop your paragraphs up, because a big block is not what anybody wants to read. I'm speaking from experience because I know I hate it, and so does everybody in my book club. So that's it for all my tips, guys. I hope you like this series, Confessions of a Beta Reader, simply because this is going to be my series for the next few weeks. So on Saturdays I'll upload my writing tips and things like that, and then Wednesdays I'll upload like whatever video I filmed that week. So I'm trying to get on my schedule again, guys. If you know that, make sure you guys subscribe. I'm trying to jump back on my schedule. So Saturdays, I just said Saturdays will be my Confessions of a Beta Reader / writing tips, and then Wednesdays will be whatever I feel like filming that week. If you guys have any video ideas, please leave it down below in the comment section. If you guys like this video, please leave it in the comment section. If you guys have something to say about my nice background now, please leave it in the comment section. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up and comment, because I love reading your comments, and I will definitely reply as soon as I can. Make sure you guys subscribe to me again. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social media. All of them will be linked down below. Make sure you guys check out my closet tours and my closet makeover videos. I will link those up here. So that's all for today. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.